Hi. uh, what are we doing? We're building a driveway. We were on this job a couple of weeks ago, and we had to pull off of it because it had been raining so much that everything was so wet and unstable, we couldn't even get the dump truck back here. So we had to pull off of it. Now we are finally returning to it, I think, 2-3 weeks later. We've had a little sunshine, things have dried out, and we're giving it another shot. So, yeah. Fall is setting in. It was, 27, 28 degrees this morning. And the blower motor just went out on my Bobcat I'm running today, so that's great. No heater. We had these mats out here on the first go around, but they only help so much, especially when you only have 4 of them. I think I'm just going to set these off to the side for now. Need to get them out of my way so I can finish grooming this area. At least get it somewhat close to grade. Right now it's, oh man. We had been spreading the gravel thicker in the areas that were more unstable in an attempt to keep the dump truck from disappearing into the abyss of mud and wet gravel. Yeah, been quite the summer here in Alaska, south central Alaska. Oh, man. It's kind of funny because this spring I was seeing all the stuff about, El Nino, whatever it was, and how this was supposed to be, some sort of like record-breaking year of heat, which I was definitely dreading because we were kind of on the tail end of a pretty serious drought. Last year, we got some pretty decent rain, but for, probably at least, this one's heavy, at least 2 or 3 years prior to that, it had been exceptionally hot. We'd had a couple fires in the area that were pretty terrifying. I'm not a fan of the idea of my house burning down, so didn't enjoy that. Last year we got some rain. It definitely helped with that, but the prospect of this being another really wet or a really hot, dry year was not one I was looking forward to. And then it ended up being totally wrong. Ooh. Yeah, this is the heaviest one. Holy smokes. So, I was quite pleased about the lack of fire danger, but it did make a lot of our work much more difficult because of how unstable everything was. And then we entered into what is historically the rainy season. Now that fall's here, and it's actually we still had some pretty good rain, but it's cleared off now for I don't know. It's been a couple days at least. Which, of course, this time of year, when it clears off, it gets cold. Which is definitely very exciting to me. I'm a big fan of winter. I think I need to warm my hands up with the exhaust. Don't warm your hands up with the exhaust with your gloves on. It just makes them wet. It's one thing if your skin gets a little damp. Whew. Oh man. You know when your fingers get cold enough and then when they warm back up, how they just hurt? Like, they just feel like they're on fire? Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's a great feeling. I love it. Well, here we are. It's looking better. It's looking a lot better. basically a big part of what our problem was is that this is kind of a gully running through here, and the homeowner had come in trying to save some money, had one of his friends come in with a little loader he had to do a bunch of the prep work, and just kind of made a mess, tore this whole area up, so when we were trying to come through it just wasn't working. More coffee, more gravel, more Typar, more road. Alright, I'm a little hesitant to do this because when things are too wet, trying to compact the gravel is counterproductive. Kind of like wet concrete. If you agitate it too much, you just work more water up to the surface and make it more and more unstable. But I think we're dried out enough that I can justify doing a little track rolling here. Try and create a little more stability here. We've backed 2 loads in with the single axle bobtail, which has some of the highest ground pressure of any of our gravel hauling implements. And it's been looking pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna pack a little bit and see how much it helps, if any. Roll these edges down. Hi. I think we're going to call that good. The other thing I would like to do, but I'm hesitant, is pretty much from the edge of my bucket here to pretty much where you are. The gravel's probably 4 or 5 inches thicker than it needs to be, but, you know, sometimes you can have it where it dries out superficially, but it's still wet underneath. And if you break through that dry layer on top, that dry layer has had a chance to set up. It's got some, I don't know what the word would be, congruity? Continuity? I'm sure there's a word for it. It's unified in its structure. It has bound together as it has dried out, but the wet, unstable material underneath hasn't done that yet, and so if you break through it, you lose that surface tension, if you will, that allows us to drive over it. But I don't know, the signs are not there that is the case. So I'm gonna probably shave a little bit off in between every load and just see where it goes. This gravel I'm getting today is dry enough that if I run into any problems, I can probably just bring a couple scoops back in. I just really want to get this down to the appropriate grade sooner rather than later, because if you've got 20 to 30 feet at 4 or 5 inches thick, that's, you know, 10 feet of driveway farther down the road that it could be used for, but it's kind of going to waste here if it's not needed to keep the dump truck above grade, if you know what I mean. And also, the longer I wait to shave this down, the farther I have to carry each one of those scoops that I scrounge up from that area, which just compounds the problem of the time that I have to get this done. I think we'll call that good on the skimming. Oh man, have I mentioned that I really like fall? It's the best season, second to winter. Get a little track rolling in here. Sometimes the track machine, because it floats so well, it doesn't pack your work down very well, but I've found that when I get a full scoop like this and I go back and forth, especially when I'm backing up, because if you hold the load high enough and you back up, it puts so much of the weight right on the very tip, the very front of the track, and it just, man, it really grinds the gravel in good. Well, we're through the corner, so we can start getting back to the normal driveway width rather than this, whatever, 14 feet wide. This right here is not a good sign. We got water pumping up through the gravel. I think it'll be all right, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. Looking good. Well, I don't think it's showing it very well. We got enough water that I'm worried about it coming out of here, so I'm gonna put that mat on top of there and try to keep us coming in and out of here. It looks like the water might not be a problem because we have another job with a customer who has taking time out of his schedule to be on site when we're working there. So we will be bailing off of this job shortly to go do that one. Which kind of works out better anyways, because it'll give the work we've done here today a chance to rest and set up a little bit, let that water purge back out. I'm gonna see if I can get these mats on here. I usually have to move them with forks, but I think if I hook them on the lip of the bucket like this, I might be able to carry them out to the truck with the Bobcat, which should be nice. I'll probably leave that other one here. Just for good conduct, but no sense in leaving these here if somebody shows up and tries to rip us off. And I don't know, I might take the other one out anyways. Not having it sit on the driveway might help it dry out a little better anyways. We'll see. I'm going to go put these 3 on the truck and see where we are. We got about an hour left before we're leaving. That should be at least 2, maybe 3 more loads. And we'll see. Alright, well, we're just about done with this job for the day. I got one more load on the way. It'll hit the ground, I'll spread it. I've decided I am going to take that last mat out of here with me. I think, we're forecasted to have some good weather. I think taking the mat out of here will actually help it dry out more rather than holding the moisture down inside the ground. It'll give it a chance to evaporate and get out of here. But yeah, glad we were able to make some progress on this one today. We were pretty worried about it. The end of the season's coming up on us pretty quick here, and we don't like to leave half-finished jobs. I mean, even in the middle of the season, we prefer not to leave a job till it's done, but this is one of the rare ones that kind of got out of hand, and we just simply were not able to keep going, which is a bummer. But oh well, we're here, we're getting it done. So yeah, we'll be able to come back to this in a little bit. If it wasn't for this other customer waiting for us, we probably would have kept plugging away on this. But I do think in the long run it'll be better. We'll fight it less if it'll get a chance to breathe a little more. So we'll see how quick we can get back here, if I can include that in this video, or if it has to maybe be its own thing, or if I even show it at all. We'll see. What a beautiful day.